Welcome to 8 tips for beginner witches or those beginning on the path of witchcraft. So basically, taking all that I have learned and wanted to share it for those whoever it resonates the most with and whoever would find it the most helpful. It's a continuous, always learning, always growing, and as much as I've learned from all these specific tips that I'm about to share, I also learn from all of you guys as well because it's a continuous learning, sharing ideas, sharing things that make it easier so we can all get to where we are wanting to be. Tip number 1, hands down, is research. And this is one that will definitely carry throughout the entire path, throughout your entire life. It's one that you have to gain the knowledge. You have to read the books. You have to look up the videos, how to do things. It's a continuously researching, going deeper, finding what works for you, taking that with you, and then leaving behind that which doesn't. And it's through that you end up gaining more of who you truly are, which leads me to tip 2. Tip 2 is know yourself. And it's only by doing your own research and going deeper into a variety of different topics and avenues and finding that you're able to find out who you truly are as a soul, what psychic abilities you're strongest in, as well as elements are you stronger or weaker at. Healing do you need to start working on. It's through the research that will take you deeper into who you are and who you truly are as a soul and as an essence, and your gifts and purpose and what you brought to share with the world at large. Tip number 3, shadow work. For you to get to your true self, to face those fears or face those blocks, or really what it comes down to is facing those illusions that have been created that are really holding you back or blocking you off from certain things, and whatever that thing may be, whether it's achieving a goal or getting you to where you really want to be, those blocks are what hinders the process. So shadow work, going deeper to understand those blocks, is what will free them up, heal them, release them, cut that karma so they're not existence anymore. You've done the work, you've healed, you've mended that crack in the foundation. And it's really only through shadow work that you're able to do that. And oftentimes we find those blocks were created from the past, and they were created either in childhood or just often past circumstances when our subconscious mind, like when we were younger, when it was the most vulnerable, that's when a lot of those were created. So it takes our lifetime to really work through those blocks, to understand how they're holding you back, and to really start to rework them. And it's just taking little thoughts, little emotions, bits by bits, and then reworking it. So say, for example, if you have a reoccurring thought that this is so difficult, it's going to take me a long time to get this. If you believe that, that will become your reality and that will be true, whether it's ultimately true or not. So you're already benefiting yourself if you take that, discard it, and create a new way of thinking things, okay? This is going to be easy. I'm going to be able to create this seamlessly. So you're already freeing up that energy, making it lighter and making it easier for you to get in that frame of mind and for it to be true. And that's how shadow work ultimately works, is taking those blocks, understanding them, and then transmuting them, which is magic at its very core. Taking the mind, transmuting it. Kind of like the Philosopher's Stone. And that's truly what magic really is. Tip number 4, align yourself with the celestials. Align yourself with the moon, with the sun, with all of the stars and the planets. This is very much getting deeper into astrology, understanding it on its energetic level and its feeling level, how the planets all relate to each other, and how that outside relating is working for you on an internal level, because everything that's occurring on the outside world is also occurring on the inside. We're all on this evolutionary path together. So everything that is going on within you, you will find that strengthening on the outside, vice versa. So one of the most beneficial things you can do is aligning yourself with the universe, with the divine. This heavily in ancient Egypt. A lot of their rituals were designed to honor specific deities at specific times of the day. So, I mean, ancient Egypt is one of the best examples of celestial alignments, because everything they did was aligning themselves with the stars. We see this with the pyramids and their alignment with Sirius. And, that's just touching the surface. They went very deep. And this is why their magic was so potent and so powerful, because of their alignment with the celestial placements. And this just goes to show its importance, and through you doing the same thing, how you're able to see very similar results, and also just magnify your magical practice. So, tip number 5, seek out fellow individuals who will help support you and also help you grow on your path. Whether this is a community or mentors, and even if you're just practicing by yourself, it's still good to have a community, maybe online or somewhere where you can grow, bounce ideas off of individuals, and also take that information and use it for your own practice, for your own ways in which you want to implement things. It's definitely a good idea to have a community, or at least supportive individuals that you can know that they're there, they're walking the same path, and we're all in this kind of together type of scenario. Tip number 6, nature. Nature is one of the best teachers that we have. I know that we talked about the celestial placements and that, in the macrocosm, but here in the micro, one of the best teachers that we have is nature, because it is naturally in tune with the universe, with the celestial placements. So, just attuning yourself to that will benefit you so much, and you'll see so much growth just by attuning yourself to the seasons and the way that certain animals react. Everything in nature has a purpose, and we can kind of, in this technologically centered society, we can kind of tend to get a little bit disconnected from the natural world. But you can never truly escape it, because it is a part of us. We are one. At our very root of our being, we are animals. So it's a part of us. And one of the wise things you can do is to really attune yourself with nature. Get out to understand it. The elements, water, fire, air, earth. Fire, for example, and it really helps to burn away residue or things that might be lingering. If you've ever sat in front of a bonfire, or it just has this feeling to it where you feel kind of renewed or cleansed almost, because it's literally on an energetic level. That's what it's doing. It's taking a lot of that stuck energy and it's burning it away. We also see this with the water elements. Anytime you get out in water, or waterfalls, streams, rivers, which the pace at which water flows has a lot of energetic meaning that you can get very deep within also. But that's very much outside the scope of this video. So to stick with just where I was going with water in general, it's very cleansing, and you can even go deeper into what specific energy bodies do you feel like it's cleansing you the most. So nature is a great teacher. You can learn from the animals, the trees, the plants, the herbs, and energetically their meanings and how they can, working with them, strengthen your practice, strengthen your manifestation abilities, your healing abilities, your psychic abilities, lucid dreaming. I mean, it's endless with how nature can teach you and advance you along the path if you're willing to align yourself with it. All right. So, next tip, really harness that foundation level of energy work. And by foundation level of energy work, I'm talking about that which you will be carrying with you throughout your entire practice. So, grounding, centering, and harnessing willpower. That in of itself is a great foundation to take you the long ways, to take you all the way. And as long as you do that regularly, or at least as often as you're able to, you will see results with just those. If nothing else, if you don't have time for anything else, as long as you do those, you will see results. You will see what you are looking to achieve spiritually in this lifetime, because they are so powerful and they are amazing foundation level energy work. Okay, so before I move on though, I did want to touch on the willpower because it is so important, specifically with magic, manifestation, really anywhere you want to be, you need that power. You need that willpower. So when we're talking about envisioning the way or circumstances in which we want it to be to our outcome, you have to go back to will. All of the rituals that we see in a lot of the lodges, or what they consider, high magic, they are created, among other reasons, but a large part to harness willpower. So doing that through ritual or whatever works for you, you can also do that through exercise, but sticking with something consistently builds that power, builds that willpower, builds that self-discipline that is needed to take you to wherever you want to go in life. And that's why it's a big part of, you always hear, power of the witch, willpower, because that power is needed to get you where you want to be. So it's a good level foundation, something that will really keep you continuously going, but yet it's simple where you can do it whenever works for you. All right, so last and final tip, but probably the most important, or maybe the most at least liberating. Well, they're all liberating. So at least one that will really, you'll feel a big sense of relief through this practice, is to trust and let go. Trust in the universe, trust in yourself, and know that everything that you are putting out there is exactly doing what you are wanting it to do, is to work for you. And through that knowing, and knowing that's exactly what's taking place, it already gives you a sense of relief and more of an ability to just let go. Go with the flow. You've already put it out there. Next step is just to trust. Come back to the flow. Know that it's working for you. And just let go. So, with all that being said, I hope these tips were helpful to take you from point A to wherever you desire to be in your life, as well as creating a good foundation level of energy work that you can literally, because they're so classic and so timeless, things that can carry you and you can take with you the long haul. So, with all that being said, if you like this video, please like or subscribe. I wish you all well, and till next time.